Hello everyone and happy Monday. Welcome to another video with Amy Makes That, where I show you Cricut tips, Cricut projects, design space tips, any kind of topic about the Cricut I have covered. I post weekly videos on my YouTube channel here and now Patreon account. So if you're interested in joining that community, I will put the link in the video description for you. Now we can get started with today's video, which is on 3 different ways that you can add a background to your print then cut sticker. You all love my print then cut tutorials. I have quite a few videos already on how to make them, but today's video will cover 3 separate methods. And one of them I recently just found out about, and it is a game changer. I'm ready to start this tutorial, so let's get into it. Say hello to VoiceOver Amy. So the first way to add a background to your sticker is through Cricut Design Space. Now I've done a separate video on this feature. It is called the offset feature, but of course I wanted to include it in today's video. As you can see, I uploaded the PNG file that I made. I do have a separate video on how to upload your design into Cricut Design Space, so I will link that video in the card right here. But you will upload your PNG design to Cricut Design Space without the background. Then you will click the offset button on the top toolbar. Now it'll automatically populate the offset, and if you move it to the left, it's going to make the background a little bit smaller, or if you move it to the right, it's going to make it bigger. This is of course a personal preference. I like to make it not too big, and you can see that I wanted to make sure that those inside areas weren't going to be holes. So make sure that the inside is already covered. In Procreate, you can obviously fill that in, but in Cricut Design Space, you can't. Once you have the sizing to your liking, then click Apply, and it'll automatically populate the color to black, and that's okay. We can change that. And then once you change the color, you can click the Flatten button. This will keep it all in one single layer now, and the Cricut will make it a print then cut file for you to cut with your Cricut. I absolutely love this feature from Cricut Design Space. It makes it so much easier for those who don't have an iPad, and it makes adding a background to a sticker very easy. The next way to add a background to your sticker is through Procreate, using the Procreate brush. Now I've also done a completely separate video on this, on how to make stickers, part 2. I will be referring that video here a lot because I'm not showing you how I uploaded and imported the font into Cricut Design Space. I go through that entire process in that video, so again, that will be linked in the video description, and I will link that in the card. But what I will show you to do is how to make your text curvy. So as soon as you enter your text, change the font, we're going to click the second button on the top toolbar, and then you will click the liquify brush. Guys, it is that easy. And make sure that these are the settings to your brush. If you make the size too big and the pressure too high as well, it's going to distort it very weird. You want it to be as light as possible. I would rather have it light and then have to go over it several times rather than me do it once and then it looks so wonky. I thought there was some magic curve button in Procreate, and this was how to do it all along. Hope you guys enjoy this tip. So now I'm going to delete that layer because I have the other sticker ready. So to add the background, you're going to make sure that you have a layer underneath your text file. So I deleted that other layer before, and choose the color of your brush. I again love the color white as the background for this sticker, but you can customize that to any color. Then to make it easier, I will zoom in and adjust my brush size, and then simply draw an outline all over it. Don't worry about filling it in just yet because we want to make sure that we're doing a good outline. So I sped this part up a little bit and I finished the rest. And then all you have to do is drag that color onto that layer, and then it fills everything in for you. And then to make it one layer, all you have to do is pinch both of those layers together with your fingers, and then you can export it as a PNG file. Just make sure that your background color is unchecked so it has no background. And that's how easy it is to add a background with the Procreate brush tool. The last way to add a background to your sticker is again through Procreate, but you don't have to manually do it. This was a complete game changer for me, and I'm so excited to share this tip with you guys. So I do have the previous background from before. I'm just unchecking that. Don't worry about that. So again, make sure that your background color is unchecked. And then we are going to duplicate that text layer. You'll want to click on the bottom layer and then turn on Alpha Lock. And if you're unfamiliar with Alpha Lock and what it technically does, I do have a beginner Procreate tutorial as well that you can check out. Then you will have that same layer selected and click Fill Layer. It's going to outline a little bit of the layer, and that's okay. We're not done yet. And then we can turn off Alpha Lock. Then click the second button from the top toolbar, click Gaussian Blur, and click Layer. So to the right, it's going to make it much bigger, and then to the left, it's going to make it much smaller. You want it to be kind of on the lower side, so the offset in the background is not too big. Then in that same layer, we are going to click the third button from the top toolbar, and it's set to freehand, but you're gonna wanna click Automatic. This is how it's going to automatically populate that background. You'll want to click on that screen, and I accidentally tapped it too weird, but you'll want to kind of select everything on that layer, so it's going to look exactly like this. Now don't worry about those two holes in the middle because again we're going to fill it in. Click the layers button again, add a layer above that bottom layer, and then you can drag that white brush color onto that layer, and look at this, it automatically added the background for us. Like I said, complete game changer. And now you can zoom in and fill in those little areas. So on Cricut Design Space, you technically can't do that, but on Procreate, of course, since we have the brush, we can. Now the only downside about this feature is that it kind of makes the edges a little blurry and jagged. I do not know why. If you do know why, please comment below why this happens because I'm just curious. But all I did was just lightly draw around the edges, and I'm telling you, this makes it so much easier and gives you a better guide. So if you're not comfortable with manually drawing it with your hand, or if you don't have a steady hand, then this is also a great option for those that just want to have a guide and they can outline it. But this is the last way that you can add a background to your sticker. And now I'm using my favorite sticker paper and sending it to the printer to let the Cricut cut it. Again, this is also featured in that How to Make a Sticker Part 2 video. So if you need to have a refresher on how to make a sticker, then please watch that video. Thank you very much for watching today's tutorial. Let me know if you've tried one of these 3 methods for adding a background to your sticker. If you are interested in making stickers with your Cricut, then I have several videos on my channel that you can check out to learn how to make them. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up and click my subscribe button to see more weekly videos like mine. And if you are interested in seeing even more exclusive content, then check out my Patreon community in the link in the description. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!
Tell nobody. Movies in your head, telling a story. Don't know how we got here, baby, I'm sorry. Maybe it's too quick, didn't need